Excuse me. Also, I don't even know what the sounds like, what the audio sounds like, because my mic used to be like here. Now it's back here. I moved it back to where it used to be. So anyway, yeah, this is the vibe today. Apparently, this is just how we're feeling. So hopefully something interesting and different question mark comes out today. I feel like we've seen both sides, right? We've seen Lace, daughter of the moon. We've seen Upon his wild daughter. I already forgot her name. Um, so like we've talked about that like little portal thing, right? Well, no, I don't know if it's a portal or whatever. Hey, Holly, how you doing? I also had a dream recently that Benabel Wynn sent me SKT 2, Revelations 2, I think. Because I remember, like, I got an SKT in the mail, and I was like, ooh, like another one. And then it was like the extra cards, the bonus cards that she put in this new, whatchamacallit. Am I? I was just in the mirror today, and I was like, I want all of this to go over here, and I want it to stay there. And then all of this I'll just put back there. I would just like have it, whatever, but it's fine. Let's go. Let us proceed to see what the Faeriely Quickie number 3 is. I didn't even catch that. Like one is on one was on the 19th, which is a 1 numerologically. 2 was on the 20th. 3 was on the 21st. I didn't catch it until today when I like put the I, and then I did 21. I was like, whoa. All right. I feel like I've been wearing my glasses a lot lately, and I'm not necessarily a fan of that. I feel like I wear them when I don't need to. But since I'm going to have to read, I'm going to need to. Excuse me. All right. Look at these smiley fairies at the bottom of the deck. What's going on today? I don't know, but we'll see. Those did not shuffle. There we go. All right, what's our fairy for today? Our fairy for September the 20th. Oh, it's Kathy's birthday today. Happy birthday, Kathy. Happy birthday, Twitty. If you see a Kathy or a Twitty out in the Twittyverse, give her a happy birthday. All right, let's see what's up. Oh, we got 2 fairies. Ike the Retriever. Bottom of the deck is the Spirit Dancer. Not this. Ike the Retriever, excuse me, used to come out all the time. Not for me personally, but I used to see Ike the Retriever and like other people who would use the Fairy Oracle all the time. Ike the Retriever and then the Friends is under Ike. And then again, the bottom of the deck is the Spirit Dancer. So it feels like the returning of good times, honestly. Like we got friends, we got dancing. Also, I guess we have this pearl. Maybe it's like we've learned whatever we've needed to learn in the past, whatever cycle, since Ike's retrieved the pearl. And now we just get to have a good time, you know. Hopefully. Let the good times roll. Ten of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Ten of Winter, Princess of Pentacles at the cut. All right. What has Ike retrieved? Ooh, Ike has retrieved the Sun and the Princess of Winter. Princess of Winter, she came out yesterday, or was she one of the final cards? The Sun and the Princess of Winter. And then what? Who are these friends? The Four of Wands for a spring. What? Okay, all right. See, here's the good energy. Bottom of the deck is the Princess of Autumn. Studious, responsible, cheerful, and mischievous. Happy news about your career, promotions, or scholarships. Well thought out plans that go perfectly. Needing a little push to get going. Princess of Pentacles again. She was at the cut. Was it the Ten of Winter? Princess of Autumn, Princess of Winter, the Sun, and the Four of Spring. So the thing that Ike helped us to retrieve, information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear, speaking the truth with kindness in indigo, child, or adult, is the Princess of Winter. Inquisitive, truthful, realistic, and undiplomatic. And then the Sun is plans that work out perfectly. Amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings of life. Oh, that's a unicorn. That was another one, right? Well thought out plans that go perfectly, plans that work out perfectly. And then the friends, Four of Spring, be grateful you have much to celebrate, deep feelings of peace and happiness, a contented personal life. There you go. I mean, and in the Sun, he's blowing the horn. So maybe this is the horn blow that signifies the end of the hunt. I think I ended up deleting that video when I used the Mausolea Oracle of Souls. I mean, it was a personal read that I didn't feel like getting into. I was just like, what is this? Delete. But the Lord of Aran, Arawn, I don't know how to pronounce it. The Lord of the Hunt, and he blew the horn. Oh, the Yom Teruah, the Day of Shofars or something. Something about the shofars, the blowing the horns. But this one is maybe that it's like over. And he's blowing the horn like in the face of the Princess of Winter. Well, I don't know if it's in her face or if it's in her direction. But also, she's with this like white leopard, white kitty cat, almost giving me High Priestess White Tiger energy. The horse is a unicorn, of course, because they're fairies. Why wouldn't it be? Let's see. Let's see what Ike the Retriever's got to say. This is the point where we read, where I read. Oh, look, I opened up to the spirit answer. Self-expression, freedom, and exploration. The spirit dancer understands both sides of self expression. In the first stage, we get our inner vision, feelings, and creative impulse out into the world through our art, whatever that is. Then our expressions are reflected back to us from the mirror of other people's perceptions, and we discover what our art awakens in them. First, and most important for many of us, we learn, grow, and lead more satisfying lives if we have ways of expressing our inner world. Such expressions can be a way of helping ourselves better understand our feelings and experiences, or they can be a way of getting pain out where we can look at it and let it begin to heal. Creative expression is a method of exploring our own truth, bringing it into the light so we can see it more clearly, and maintaining sanity. The key words here are explore, experiment, and express. As this fairy cryptically remarked to one oracle reader, the death of spirit dancer is perfection. Spirit dancer encourages us to take creative action from our place of personal power, the inner core of true feelings and understanding within us. She wants us to clarify our vision, find the creative potential that lies hidden in paradox, confusion, and chaos, and turn these into a free-flowing, finely balanced, evolving order. She wants to aid us in making our best fantasies real. That is interesting because that was the Scarlet shield, right? She had the bird that was eating the snake when order rolls out over chaos. And also, I retitled the video yesterday. I think I called it The Precipice of the Miraculous. There was like another one because I was thinking about it earlier today. The Gateway of something, Precipice of the Miraculous, but I just called it The Precipice of the Miraculous. I don't know why. Oh, excuse me. Because of the Fata Morgana. Because yesterday, the energy of a Fata Morgana landing came back. She wants to aid us in making our best fantasies real. That's at the bottom of the deck. So first we start with Ike, the Retriever. What? Ilby. Hold up. Is there more than one? Richard, am I just like I for the past 2 years question mark that I've been seeing people use this deck? I thought it was Ike the Retriever. Ike's like, that's not my name. He's like, my name's not Ike. Unless we retrieved his true name. Yeah, no, or whatever. Because I was looking at it, I was like, that's an interesting way to write Ike, but okay. Is it Ilby or Ilbay? Ilbay the Retriever. Office of Unclaimed Property, Hopes and Wishes. What? Hopes and Wishes? And then we got the one that's helping to aid us make our best fantasies real. Okay, all right. I'm loving it. Office of Unclaimed Property, Hopes and Wishes, Loyalty. While writing this, I was having a little trouble with Ilby. Not for the first time. I couldn't find my keys anywhere. He thinks it would be greatly. Hold up. Oh, if I keep reading, it would make sense. He thinks it would be greatly to my benefit to be more organized and tidy, so he smears not quite visible juice on things that are out of place. Or he encourages the resident cats to hide things. Excuse me. Cats seem remarkably willing to cooperate with these little bits of fairy helpfulness. Oh, cats. A cat that's cooperating with fairy helpfulness. What? Hold up. Are we doing something today? Then I have to hunt and hunt for them. And Ilby hopes I shall be more organized the next time. You may have encountered him in this guise. When he has done something like this, my son observes. He just looks at us with that, who, me, look. My son also advises, keep your eye on him and whatever isn't nailed down. And if you scold or contradict him, he just gets huffy and insists on having his way. This sort of busybody helpfulness is just one of Ilby's tasks. However, he also has more important things to do. Ilbe is a protector. He retrieves and safeguards our lost hopes, forgotten dreams, and mislaid keys. My keys were under a stack of papers stuck to the floor with peach juice, not a place that I put them myself, but certainly safe from most key thieves. That was an aside in parentheses. He holds these seeds of our potential futures carefully and delicately until we are ready for their return. Sometimes we don't think we are ready for them or we have given up hope altogether. And then he may arrange reminders for us, events or people in our lives that bring back memories of our past hopes and dreams. When that happens, we need to look at them again and consider how we might manifest them in reality. Ooh, reading Ilby is a struggle. Reading today in general seems to be a struggle. Too far. That was also, it feels similar to the '46. It feels similar to the Guardian at the Gate from yesterday. Like when we're ready, then the gate will open, and if we're not, then it won't, basically. So we have the friends, friendship, support, and aid. The one on top is fair enough, and I've already told you all that he wants me to say about him in the introduction to part 2. He and Lao Khan. Oh, is this another, like, I don't remember how to pronounce any of these. Locken, we'll just call him Locken. His high-speed friend beneath are the best of friends and can nearly always be found together. Call upon fair enough, and you get Locken as well. And when you need support or to better understand true friendship, do call upon them. Hands outstretched reach across the rushing water. You steady me, I steady you on the slippery rocks of time. Hands reaching, giving, and giving in return. I am so grateful to you for being there. I could never have managed alone. That is to help us learn about the true meaning of friendship. So, friendly cooperation with others is necessary to reach mutual goals. Willingness to give and receive assistance and support is also required. Ask friends for help and suggestions. Listen with respect and accept the gifts willingly offered. Unconditional receiving is even more difficult than unconditional giving. 4 feet are more stable than 2. 4 wands are also more stable than 2. Interesting. So because of this, I almost wonder if this wouldn't be, because the friends also came out and because the 4 of Wands, 4 of Spring is also here. I almost wonder if it wouldn't be an opportunity that comes by way of a friend. I think even Ilby the Retriever mentioned that, didn't it? It's like if an old friend or something resurfaces and it causes us to consider things that we haven't for a while, and how that may be the returning of some lost hope or dream. Princess of Autumn, Princess of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, is a new chapter, we'll call it. But I don't know, for some reason today, Page of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles energy, it feels like it builds off of what came before in some way. Like, it feels kind of Ace of Pentacles-y, but not like something completely out of the blue, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't necessarily, well, it doesn't necessarily feel like you like all of a sudden win the lottery, right? It feels more like, let's say that there is a creative project that you've done and it has been sitting somewhere where the public can interact with it, and then all of a sudden, like, it goes viral for some reason. Like, there's some kind of context or some kind of touch point to something that already exists, at least. I feel like that wasn't necessarily the best example. And I think too, there's something about like enjoying life with others, or something about things that are like joy that is compounded in the presence of like loved ones and friends and stuff like that. Which is like they make the experiences even better or even richer or even more fun or fulfilling. And because the Four of Wands is here, like there's a mutual point of, I want to say mutual point of attraction, but it's like, I guess, yeah, there's a mutual point of attraction where it's like it's a brilliant, pleasant, fun experience for everyone, right? Information that can help you, but which may also be difficult to hear. Clarifying Ilby, the retriever. And it talks about how cats love to play little fairy games to, you know, maybe I should be more organized. Yeah, that was the point. I feel like also that energy kind of came out yesterday, but today it feels a lot less extreme. Like yesterday was like, if you're sleepwalking, you might lose a leg because Lace is like dug pitfalls with spikes at the bottom because it's to help you wake up. But again, that was only one part. The other part is lost hopes and lost dreams. And then again, we have the spirit dancer. I watched a special on Netflix called Choose Love because why not? It was interactive. So I was like, yeah. And it took a nice bit of time, like last week, my last off rotation, or maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. But in the beginning of the thing, there's a lady who gets a card reading, and she's told, like, you can pick either the good news or the bad news. And I picked the good news. And the good news was that there was a chance for a childhood dream to be fulfilled. And the girl was like, what? Like, no way. Impossible. And then a fated encounter saw it become very possible. And I almost feel like, I don't know, that just, it made me think of that. It's interesting. I feel like that's it. I think we get a sub 30-minute Faeriely Quickie today. Because, I mean, honestly, you know, it's okay for things to be gorgeous and short, especially after what they have been. But I think, too, like yesterday at the bottom of the deck was what? The Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, Queen of Cups, the World. Like on the other side of that gate light, like beautiful. And maybe that's another thing too with the it'll be the retriever coming out. Uh, it's maybe like we reach a point or reach a state in life where we can afford to pursue interests of old, or where it's almost like, well, if this is possible, then like, why can't I do that thing that I used to love to do, right? Who knows? Okay, I'm gonna shuffle these up. We're not getting final cards, but I will. Ooh, Nine of Summer, Nine of Cups. Wishes come true. Dreams fulfilled. A magical time in life at the bottom of the deck. And the top of the deck is the Five of Spring. Opposing goals arising from differing opinions. Feeling at odds with yourself or others. Overly ambitious people. Oof. But we got these butterflies all over this. I guess this is, maybe it's to clarify the friends. Right. And that's why I mentioned like points of mutual attraction. Like it's going to be a pleasant experience for, did I say experience or experience? It's going to be a pleasant experience with a P for like all parties involved. It's not going to be one of those things where it's like, you get together with an old friend and they're still like, something about that dynamic is still like unfavorable, right? Like if it was a friendship or something that fell apart for a reason, like maybe somebody was like super pessimistic and negative and they would always rain on your parades or whatever. And like, so it wouldn't be that under the energy of the friends, it wouldn't be that. But that's not to say that, a sudden and miraculous turn won't necessarily attract other people as well. And maybe that's what that Five of Spring is about. So, like, let's say that you come into a certain amount of whatever, and there's someone who's like, oh, like, if you really want to take this to the next level, if you really want to be successful, then you need to blah, 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 blah. And for the purpose of the Five of Spring, it's something that is like, you're like, no, like, I don't feel like I need to do all that, you know? But then you'll also attract the people who like celebrate with you and who like be on the same page. Folks of all kinds. Excuse me. But yeah, wishes coming true. That's some gorgeous energy. The return of the sun. It's like one of those kingdoms that's been under a curse for 300 years, and then something happens and the sun comes back out. You know? I don't know. Excuse me. All right. Oof. Somebody flipped over. I mean, I'm going to see who it is. It's not like I know anybody. Ooh. The fairy who was kissed by the pixies. Where's Kirsty? The fairy who was kissed by the pixies. That's interesting. Oh, it's number 21. Today is the 21st. This one I might actually read. That is hilarious, though, because Kirsty was talking about the pixie who was like, I'm not a fairy. Bottom of the deck is, the whole deck is in reverse. Whoa, not the whole deck. I just put reversals in here? I guess I put reversals in here. The Alchemist. Or is it Nellis? The Alchemist? In reverse, I guess. I guess it's interesting because we had the energy of alchemy come up yesterday. The fairy who was kissed by the pixies. I'm so curious. I guess we'll just leave the mystery at whatever. Because, like I said, I'm not gonna read it. Maybe it's a precursor to the one that's gonna come out tomorrow. I mean, I guess like there could be like a blended family type of energy. Because I would say that, well, in all of my ignorance, I guess I would say that they're at least related, right? Pixies and fairies. I guess apparently not, because um, maybe not related in terms of relation, but in terms of uh, like nature slash natural spirit type of energy, right? Not all nature spirits are related, um, but maybe there's something too about not a cultural Dana. Hey, how you doing? Not like a cultural exchange. There's something about like branching out, and there's something about like going back to the friends. It's like if you have a friend from a different culture and you go and visit their home and you learn more about like where they come from and how they grew up, and you get to meet their family and stuff like that. It's just like it opens your eyes to a brand new experience, and something within that experience, like it's like you take a piece of it with you as you continue to live your life. I'm doing well. I think, I don't know. Honestly, I'm like, I am. I'm doing well. I feel like I've been resting, which is gorgeous because at the top of last week, I wasn't getting too much rest. So I think that's why I'm a little like, what day is it? Where am I? But thanks for asking. I appreciate it. Hopefully, doing a lot better here soon. I don't know why. I don't know what's happening, but the fairies say whatever it is, it's magical. But yeah, there's something like the fairy who was kissed by pixies. It feels like almost like in Norse mythology and the pantheon, there was Sadir magic, or was it Sadir magic and non-Sadir magic? Because Loki, it's like Loki was well versed in both. Because I think the magic of like shape shifting was like taboo. But it's like Odin did it. Anyway. Anyway. Uh and there's something about like a cultural exchange, I guess. Uh, so I guess just be open. Maybe it's like you never know when someone will introduce something to you that you'll really enjoy, that becomes a staple of your life. Like maybe there was a band that somebody really liked, and now they're one of your favorite bands because you met them and they were like, oh my gosh. You know, it's how our lives are enriched by others. So, excuse me, who was that? Let's see, is it relevant? Oh, it's not. Kay and Max are live. Life been lifing for you? Yeah. I'm just like, honestly, I'm at this point in my life. If I'm being completely like, I feel something that's not like frustration, but it is, but it isn't. Like, I feel like life has been heavily prompting me to be softer. I don't know if softer is the word. To like surrender a little bit, to hold a little space. Life has been prompting me to hold a little space, and it's been a few days, and I'm like, so what am I holding space for? I'm like, so what's happening? Like, can it happen already? Like, hello. But also, I feel like at the same time, there have been so many like tiny little like fine tuning. I feel like there's also like a fine tuning that's happening in life, but it's coming through by awareness of who and how I am, or like how I am, specifically in terms of like relationships, but not even necessarily relationships with other people, but it's like how I am and how I process the world, and how I also share this world with people who process things differently and who value different things, or who assign weights uh, differently proportionally to me. Um, so it's been, I don't know. And also, I've been sleeping, which is nice. It's really nice. So I'm just like getting a little impatient and a little like, you know, like I could have kept doing what I was doing. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I did swing pretty hard to the left there for a little bit. I'm just rebalancing. I'm rebalancing after um, a time of not enlightenment, but yeah, maybe I'm just like, I mean, because I feel like this part of it for me is like new. Because again, like for a minute there, I swung so far to the left, I was like, and now I'm being asked to like, it's like, okay, like there are a lot of things that I discovered when I swung that far. And I guess it's not for me to remain sort of charged in that way. Like I gotta come back, but I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like, so maybe a little impatient is the word, but maybe it's also like anticipation at the same time, though. It's like what is happening? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, I'm the type of person I love surprises. I love surprises, but at the same time, it's like if you tell like I'd love to find out about like, hey, I got a surprise for you, like close your eyes for 10 seconds and then I'll be right back, you know? Not like, hey, there's a surprise for you, but you know, you're gonna have to wait a few months to see what it is. I was like, then why you tell me at all? I was like, you could have just waited to tell me until the surprise was ready. Like I don't want to just sit in this anticipation. I'm like, ugh. But yeah, besides that, everything considered, I don't know. I guess I got in general. There's a yeah, it's anticipation. The anticipation is making me a little antsy in life, but also at the same time, I guess I can feel things unfolding in ways that are I don't know. I feel like it's like I just feel like there's a surprise that's coming, you know. So, but yeah, all in all, I've been well. I've been well. So yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I guess there are some things that are about to pick up in my life. Things that I've been kind of procrastinating, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm just like, yeah. So thank you, Dana and Holly, for stopping by. That was the fairly short. How did I get to 40? It was just 25. Fairly short 3. Oh, the title. I got to do the title. What's a word for like return? Is there a word for like a return after a long time away? Like, I guess homecoming, maybe? Like if someone goes out on a campaign, right? And they're out for like 10 years and then they come home. Like, I need a word that describes that, because then I would use that. Um, Maybe hope's long awaited return. No. Mm, well, I'm prepared to be here for another 20 minutes, and then after I come up with a title, to ramble for another 30. Let's see. Because it's hope coming back, but it's also like the friends of hope. It's like things that are associated with it. So it's more than just the thing, like a surprise party, or like a surprise encounter. Maybe I'll just call it the good stuff. Oh, the children are home. School is over. Also, the patio door is open, so that's probably why I can hear them a little more. Let's see. Faeriely, Quickie 3. We had the Retriever. We had the Friends. We had the Spirit Dancer. Maybe I'll say like when joy enters life again, or maybe joy's re-entry. I put a C in re-entry. Re-entry. Into the fold. There, that's what we'll call it. Joy's re-entry into the fold, because that's the best my brain can do for tonight. For today. All right. Well, I hope you'll have an amazing whenever you see this. If you're not, I hope you have a much better one soon. I hope that you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality, and that whatever you need along your path, journey, and way, you find. And I guess I also hope you today, folks that you can share, folks that you can share in the joys of life with. Yeah, because it reads like um, things that are bettered in good company. Or maybe is that the title? No, maybe. Enriched. Ooh, a life enriched by good company. There we go. Maybe that's where I'm settling today. So I will catch y'all in the next one. Yeah, it was nice to catch you too. Thank you for understanding how I feel. Because I'm really like, but also at the same time too, like I know that like the things that I learned and the things that I like spent time, it's almost like I went into the energy to really like, be in it and to see it and to be like, this is what I truly legitimately want. And there is a part of me that if I move forward and I ignore the things that I now know, there's a part of me that's going to be like dissatisfied. And so now I'm like, okay, well, how do I like, and maybe the point of the reading today is that like, I don't necessarily have to know or decide how it's all going to work out. That's also like a point that I reached the night before last. I was like, man, because the night before last, I'm stubborn and slow sometimes. And I was like, the procrastination is over. So I'm going to do this. And then I was like, if I am to find things that are truly going to last in life, it's going to require me to do these things that I already know I need to do, you know? Or it's like if it's meant to be here long term, then like I gotta do this, I guess. I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah, I'm just like, ugh. And then, like, and also, like, I remember it was summer of 2019, and I've talked about this before. There were things in my past growing up that I held on to for years because it provided me with a certain strength that I needed. And then when I was like several months into my healing thing or whatever, it was like those painful, traumatic experiences of the past, like you don't need to hold on to them as a source of strength anymore. Like the source of your strength is a lot cleaner burning. So, you ain't got to smog up the house. And I guess like it'll be like all these fairies, it took a certain circumstance in life for me to have that realization and then to go like, you know what? As much as I would love to be petty right now because it feels so deserved, I don't need this anymore. And it feels kind of like, I feel like that metaphor, not that metaphor, but I was reminded of that because maybe I was watching a reading or doing one. I don't remember. But maybe it was the same. It was like just like how there was that time where the source of power shifted, like we're doing that again. But this time it's like different. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm necessarily struggling as much per se, or if it's that I'm being asked to, like, I feel like I'm being subtly prompted this time rather than like being situationally prompted. Like, there isn't necessarily a circumstance that's forcing me to change in my life or forcing me to face something. It's just like, hey, like, that thing, like, you could switch it now. And there are all of these like dreams and different whatever that's like letting me know like it's okay to like, you know, let loose. It's okay to like lighten up. And I'm like, but then I'm like, lighten up for what? Like, anyway, it's fine. Yeah, yeah. So I just feel like, if it were something external, it might make it a little easier to adjust. But also at the same time, there is something about it that is potentially fragile. Um, and I don't know if that fragility is because of vulnerability. Like if I'm going to be asked to be vulnerable or if someone else is going to be vulnerable with me, then it's like it's going to be important for me to like treat that situation with the care that it needs. You know what I mean? And with me being me, it's like that's why some of it might be like loaded on the front end, like, hey, like, and I guess that kind of happened the other time too. It did in a way. And that was a Mercury retrograde in Cancer when that happened. I was like, oh, accurate. Anyway. And I guess that was the Mercury retrograde in, but like, I guess Mercury was retrograde for a minute, and it started in Venus retrograde. Venus is direct now. Um, but again, something about it, I don't know. It's just like it's going to be important for whatever the situation is for me to have a clarity that I didn't necessarily know before. partially because there were things that I just didn't know. Like the experience was like new at some point and maybe not the best. Uh, Definitely not the best. But like there were things that I learned about myself during the experience. And then there were other things that I learned after. And then there were more things that I learned. And now it's like you got the full picture. So I'm like, anyway, it's fine. Yeah. So right now I'm like, do I? I see the children. Now I'm like, do I like surprises? Oof. Oof. It's like I do, but I don't. Like, I love surprises. I really do. But at the same time, it's just like it's nerve wracking. Like the anticipation. Because like I feel like also too, like if it was something that the way that I sort of work and operate, if like I know that, hey, this thing is gonna happen in 3 months, I'm good for like at least 2.5 months. It's like there's no anticipation because it's so far out. It doesn't even matter. And then like maybe the day before, the week before, it'll like start to build, and then it'll sort of like all hit me as it's happening, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But like when you don't know, I'm like in a state of perpetual. Well, okay, maybe not perpetual anticipation because if I'm being like even further honest, there was still some resistance there. So I am still, if like 1,000% honestly, or maybe not that honest, but like there is still some resistance that I'm cutting through, and maybe that's why it's a little like raw. And I'm like, for what? Vulnerable for why? And it's like, anyway. Yeah. Still. But I think now, like it's hitting me so raw because, like I said, I have cut through a lot of the internal resistance, and I'm like, okay, all right, fine. So, who knows? It'll be helped me find that whatever. Because yeah, that was. I'm not gonna say it was gone. I'm not gonna say it was lost, but it had been discarded. And he's like, "Hold up, you need this." And I was like, "Do I? I don't think I do. Actually, I feel pretty good without it." So anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. And I know that it's going to be something like gorgeous or amazing and it's going to be worth it. And I'm going to be like, oh my gosh. And I might cry because, I'm so happy or whatever. I'm like, I'm really glad that this one worked out because blah, 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 blah. So anyway, is this taped? This is still taped. Wow. I got this when I went off to school. I guess I can show you. It's like this little binder clip, paper clip, push pin thing. Ooh, my binder clips are gone. I've had this for over a decade. Some of these pins in here I may have had for over a decade. I think I got this from Adam. Adam was a pin collector. He liked nice pins, and he gave me one. I was like, oh, snap. Oh, snap. I got this little, puzzle pin thing that you can, Anyway, all right, it's time for me to go. Now I'm just playing with random little things that I have. I also had, I don't think I have any in here, this pack of stylus pins that I bought off of Amazon like over a decade ago. Oh, I was into these erasers for a little bit. Yeah, anyway. Does this one have a light on it? Oh, that's the stylus part. Here's a pin. I feel like it did. Or is it? Hold on. Or was it like when you write and push down, it lights up? I don't remember. Anyway. All right. It's taped. Yeah, no problem. We'll see. I'm just like, ugh. Like I was so good. You know what I mean? But was that me? I don't know. And honestly, it's because I had that dream about my mom trying to drown me. I saw my mom the other day. I was like, "Did I tell you about that dream I had where you tried to kill me?" she, she, she was like, "What? No." I was like, "Yeah, you drove right over the edge. I thought I was going to drown, but you were like, oh, you were perfectly fine." So she was like, "Oh, so I wasn't trying to kill you in the dream." I was like, people die of shock and heart attacks and all kinds of stuff, you know. Even if I wasn't in any actual danger because I thought I was in danger, it could have got me. But anyway, ever since that dream, I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be okay. Ugh. It's like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You're not in any real danger. And I'm like, that is not how this is supposed to work. Anyway, okay. All right. Thank y'all for being here again. I'll keep y'all updated if there's anything worth updating, if I can, you know. But yeah, that's where I've been. I see the things that I needed to see, I now see. And so the situation and circumstances that were necessary for me to see the things that I see and to get to know the things that I now know I don't have to hold on to or attach to or whatever. It was just a necessary intermediary. So I will catch y'all later. Thank you for being here and for indulging me for a time.